Rachel Holt for NESN.com here with Carolina Martinez, the wife of someone we know a little bit of something about here in Boston, Pedro Martinez, Hall of Famer and Red Sox pitcher. We actually have his plaque right behind us, so that's pretty cool. But thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
You're here to talk about the Pedro Martinez Foundation, of which you are the executive director. Now, the idea of this charity is to help kids in the Dominican Republic. If you could just tell me a little bit about how you go about this.
That's right. We have the Pedro Martinez Charity Center in the Dominican Republic, and we have an after-school program where we reach out to 400 kids every day. And we basically have a holistic approach where we give them from academic reinforcement to sports, arts, therapy sessions for their family members. We have a nursery, we have summer camps, we have road trips. So everything a child should receive, no matter where they're born or who they're born into.
What are some of the main issues that children in the Dominican Republic face?
Currently, we have one of the highest rates in teenage pregnancy in Latin America. We're number 5 amongst the Latin countries, which is really worrisome when you talk and you think about girls, empowerment, education. And when it comes to the boys, we're having a lot of gang recruits going to target teenagers between the ages of 13 to 16. So that's one of the issues that we're facing right now in the Dominican Republic. We didn't have that gang issue before, but dropouts have increased. And one of the things we do, the highlights of our center, is that they can come to us from the morning till the afternoon. We have night services as well. We have night counseling, mentorship for the youth. So our center becomes that oasis where they come and they need, and they get love, they get affection, they get orientation. So by doing that, we're fighting against those bad statistics that want to take over our youth.
Now, when you talk about this charity to people in the United States, what's one thing they're always surprised to learn that you're able to do for these kids?
People are surprised that we have been doing this for 10 years. Mm-hmm. This is our 10th year anniversary.
It's incredible.
And because Pedro has been and has handled himself in a really low-key manner, in a private manner, just helping people, helping families, basically on his own. People are surprised that we have been doing it for 10 years. So it's a nice feedback that we get, because everybody is really responsive and have been really responsive about getting involved, donating, and supporting.
Okay, so you've been doing this for a decade. In all of that time, is there a particular story about an individual or a family that sticks out to you that's been helped through your charity?
We have many stories, but I can tell you maybe one of the recent ones. We have one of our students. Her name is Ariel Almonte. She started in the foundation when she was about 5 to 6 years old. And now she's 17. And she is representing her school here in the United Nations model that's going to take place in New York in April. So she was selected to do that, and we are sponsoring her trip because all along the way, with all the years that she has been attending our center, she has proven to be a really obedient, dedicated girl, and she's also an athlete. And that came out of our swimming team that we had for a couple of years. So that's one of our trophies that we can showcase when it comes to results at the PMC Center.
Now, you mentioned that athlete part. I want to touch on this because obviously you were here during Pedro Martinez's playing days here in Boston, but some people may be surprised to learn that you were an athlete in your own right. You played volleyball at BC,
I did.
And I understand that Pedro used to cause quite the commotion when he would come watch you play at BC.
Yeah, I played at Boston College my freshman year. It was challenging for me because I was an international student athlete, so I had to make the transition, adjusting from coming from the Dominican Republic, speaking the language, kind of going up to the expectation of BC, which is a tough academic school, and at the same time being really disciplined in my athletics. So it was good. It was a great time. I had to get used to running in the cold weather.
Oh yeah,
coming from
an island,
get used
to that.
That's not easy. But it was a great time. We were able to travel to a lot of different cities, and we had a good season that year.
Okay, well, you studied here, you lived here for a number of years. What can you say about the community here in Boston and their willingness to help out others in times of need?
Honestly, Boston would be like our third home, besides the Dominican and Miami, where we have our place. Especially because we always get a lot of warmth, a lot of affection, and Pedro always gets a lot of love and respect. And it's so funny that he has been retired now for 7 years, and every time we come here, it feels like as if he was still playing. People treat him with the same respect. Even little boys, that probably were not even born when he was active, the way they greet him, the way they just go about him, have a conversation with him. It's just really rewarding to see people in Boston still respect Pedro so much. And in my case, I just have so many memories, when I go by Chestnut Hill and Comm Ave and Beacon, it's just comes back those college days. Yeah.
Now, one of the places I'm sure you have a lot of memories is at Fenway Park. You actually have an event coming up here. It combines a few of our favorite things. Of course, Fenway, it combines food, and it combines giving back. Yeah. Now, what is this event and when does it take place?
We have what we call Feast with 45. That's on May 6th. And it's an event where Pedro and myself are going to be mingling with people. And most importantly, we are going to have 45 to 40 chefs from around New England come and cook for everybody that's going to come and get a ticket.
Wow.
So by doing that, having good drinks, having good food, socializing with people, maybe taking a picture with Pedro, you would be making a difference in the lives of Dominican children, our PMC Center. So I don't think it can get better than that. If you have that Fenway view, if you're a baseball fan, if you're a food lover, and if you love children and just feel that commitment to somehow making a difference in somebody's life, that will be the perfect occasion to do that.
Sign us up for that, eating food with Pedro Martinez and helping people out. If people are watching this and they want to learn how they can get involved, how they can help out, where can they go?
They can visit our website, which is www.pedromartinezcharity.com. And we also are on social media as Pedro Charity on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Some great things coming up. We'll be looking out for them. Thanks so much, Carolina.
Thank you for your time.